when you studied Sunday, what stood out to you about things you got to clean up this week?
Just little things, situational football, some details and some of the protections, just little things, fixable.
Aaron, you have not been in this situation, if or much at all, in your career. What kind of a challenge is this for you personally?
And what's the last part?
Just what kind of a challenge is you personally, and a lot of the guys in here look for you. Obviously, you're the leader here. So what's the challenge there for you?
Well, you got to be the same every day. You know, you got to bring the same energy, the same type of focus, preparation. You got to set the standard with that. Once you dip your head, it gives permission for everybody else to do the same thing. So it's important you check yourself on your attitude and your energy every single day you step in the building, and kind of be a flip that switches. You know, all the frustration, any disappointment, you leave it outside. You come in the building, it's about positive, about being a part of the solution, and carrying yourself the right way.
Aaron, the script for the 24 season hasn't been written yet. What is your message to your guys in terms of what's still in front of you and how to go accomplish it?
Well, I'm going to say that to them. Yeah, say that to them.
Aaron, there's some of these guys in here, the more few veterans that are in here have experienced success before. A lot of the young guys in the NFL level haven't. What people were saying about you before the season, what you looked like on paper, do you think it maybe got to the team a little bit?
No, I don't know about that. I mean, I think that the verdict's still not out on this season yet. But I think it's always a challenge when they're singing your praises or tearing you down outside the building. It's an important challenge. You know, I don't really look at any of this stuff. So I'm unaware unless the guy that's doing a voir dire right now is telling me what's going on with the messaging out there. So I like to insulate myself, and I care about the opinions of these guys in the locker room. That's obviously not the case with everybody. You start going down that path where you're interacting on social media with fans or any of you people. It doesn't always end the right way, and I think that's a good reminder for all of us. When you're riding high, you can't be reading it and loving that serotonin that's coming from these positive things they're saying about you. When they're tearing you down, you can't either. So that's part of the lessons of the season so far.
Aaron, you talked about wanting to play beyond this year before. Has the way this season gone for you or as a team changed that thought at all?
Not really. Not for the negative. No, not really.
So you still want to play in 2025?
I think so, yeah.
How do you feel about, it's a team game when everybody looks at the quarterback. How do you feel about how you played this year? Are you playing the way you thought you would have played, coming back from everything?
No, I mean, I'm not playing as well as I would have liked to play, for sure. The beauty in this game is it's a team game. The frustrating part is that, if you're a great competitor, you hold yourself to a standard, and it's not unrealistic, and I haven't reached that standard this year.
What's been since you came here a year and a half ago or whatever, what's been the biggest challenge of being here? Is it the intangible stuff like trying to flip the culture, or is it more the tangible, just getting acclimated into the system and playing like you once did? Like, what's the biggest challenge?
Well, I think, health obviously has been a big challenge for me. The other parts, there's intangible things for sure. There's guys that get to know you don't know. You haven't been around. There's obviously system trying to get on the same page. There's personalities that you got to get to know, and guys, you learn to. You can push certain guys. You got to, pat certain guys. So that's part of the process. It's been actually a really beautiful couple of years for me, in totality. But it's obviously been frustrating with the football part.
Aaron, do you have a message or an answer for the fan base that's disappointed, still some people optimistic, and then others that are realistic about where you guys are headed?
You really want me to send a message out, huh? Listen, I said yesterday, I think you got to hold on to the hope of something great happening. I've been in the situation where we've been 400, 500 before, and I said back then it just takes one to kind of get the momentum going. And I felt like that was going to be the Thursday night Texans game. But like somebody brought up in the post after Sunday, we haven't played great in those 2 Sunday games after a Thursday. This is a chance for us to go into the bye week feeling good about ourselves, getting everybody back healthy, and then looking realistically at the last 6 games. There's, I think, a lot of things to be hopeful for, but we got to win this weekend.
Aaron, you referred to the different different personalities in here, different ages, experiences, and stuff like that. What is at 3 and 7? What is the trick for guys not to get mired in that and to go out on Sunday? And you've referred to going out and having fun. What's the trick to doing that and getting back to that and not getting sucked into the whole bigger picture of it all?
Well, I think it's a return to fundamentals. It's a return to the basics. It's a wake-up call for all of us. Anytime you lose in general, but when you lose the way we've lost this year, I think you got to check the process. And that's kind of what I was saying after Sunday is, what is your process during the week? And if it's not resulting in the performance that you want, and this is for all of us, myself included, then you got to make alterations. And that's how you win Monday through Saturday, is by just doing the little extra things so that by Sunday you can play as freely as you want to play.
Have you made alterations this week at all?
I mean, I have personally, yeah.
Mike Williams appeared to be trolling you on his Instagram. You saw it, I'm sure.
I didn't see it. No.
He's a picture of his touchdown last week in Pittsburgh, and he hashtagged it Red Line. So, what appeared to be trolling you there, but what's your reaction?
I don't have one. I like Mike. I'm happy for Mike. Yeah.
And I just wanted to follow up on something from McAfee. Yeah. I think they asked you about Chicago, and you were talking about ownership. Kind of, some owners have to have patience and sort of say, this is the plan, we're sticking to it.
Yeah.
You play for a team where they fired the coach after 5 games. I mean, do you think that this place did not have the patience and should have stuck to the plan?
I was really referring to the fact that young quarterbacks in general are kind of plug and play right away, and there's less guys like myself and Jordan Love and Pat set for a season. Various guys have set 1, 2, 3 seasons. And you just kind of trusted that process to work. It's a different game now, and everything is so snap judgment. I think there is something to, in the beginning of whatever decisions you make, saying, this is what we're doing for this long, and we're going to trust this process because we have the right guys in place. I think there's something to that, but I'm also the old guy, still talking about the way things used to be.
So you really want to talk about coaching changes as much as quarterbacks?
I was talking about quarterbacks and how they're kind of plug and play right away, and there's snap decisions. Bryce Young got benched, Anthony got benched, different guys got benched early, and it's tough on the confidence of those guys. I mean, sometimes maybe just sitting them to start is the best thing. Obviously not for a guy like Jaden Daniels. He stepped in, he's played really well. But it doesn't mean if you sit right away that you can't have success. And it also doesn't mean if you play right away and you sit for a little bit, you can't find the success again. It's just finding the right balance to that and having patience if you know you got the right guy.
And looking back at that move with Sal, at the time Woody said he was hoping it would provide a spark. Hasn't gone well since then. Do you think that move had an effect here, a negative effect?
Well, no, I don't know about that. No. Because I think that you're looking at it in the strictly binary wins and losses terms. What Brick's done, the way that we've practiced, I feel like there has been great changes. I feel like he's done some really good things. I think Brick is an NFL head coach, whether it's here, moving forward, or down the line. I mean, he is a leader of men, and I'll stand by him. I'd love to play for him until the end. So have a lot of love and respect for him. Listen, it was a tough decision because we all love Robert. But in the end, it's a decision way above all of our pay grades. I think everybody handled it pretty well. And Brick's done a really good job of trying to find ways to motivate the guys, to keep them together, because this could have gone south. I'm not just talking about wins and losses, from a personality, cohesion standard, as far as guys just kind of splintering and breaking off.
Have you worked on your tackling at all this week? He said he showed the tackling to the entire team.
I'm a little disappointed. I've had 2 great tackles in my life. 2010, best play of the game for me. NFC Championship was my tackle, phantom tackle on Urlacher. And in 2008, I believe, I threw a pick on the left sideline against the Saints. And the little dude who picked it didn't realize that I was coming. And I kind of rocked him on the sideline. And we both might have got a little tiny head injury on that play because his head hit the turf pretty hard. But I was kind of hoping they'd show that play, but they didn't.
And you just find a way to get more explosives in the offense. It seemed like against Houston you did it in the second half.
Yeah, but we got to block it up. We got to be able to block it up. I mean, if we want to take shots down the field, we got to block it up front. And if we do that, we got a chance. But otherwise, we got to keep quarterback clean. Part of that's run the ball. We got to run the ball, a little more effectively and maybe a little more, so we can get some of those action passes.
Have you ever played on a team that's fractured and come apart at all? You've had very few losing seasons, but maybe the 6-9 in one season or whatever it may have been.
No, I wouldn't say. I would say 2005 for sure. That was
Before you started.
they made a change. They stripped Sherman of the GM job. Ted Thompson came in. I got picked. We were 4-12, and late in that season, you could feel guys were really getting ready for the off season, planning their first jet smoking out of Green Bay.
What's the trick of avoiding that? In the situation you are here, if that makes any sense.
Well, it's a lot of leadership, but it's guys realizing what it means to be a pro, and there's pride in the performance, and there's just pride. There's pride in taking the field and sticking together. There's something really special about that. There's two choices. One is to become a solo soldier and do your own thing, and the other thing is to stick together and to say, I'm going to be a part of this to the end. And I know there's enough guys in the locker room, enough leadership who will do that, and I hope those fringe guys who are maybe on the fence about whether or not they want to keep buying in will make the right decision.
You say